you don't get disturbed during the uh, um, practice here. My name's Jason Plord. I'm the wellness coordinator. If this is your first time here for Mindfulness Monday, welcome. We will be doing this every Monday that we have class. Um, so we are lucky enough to be led through this exercise with Vivian Hermes. She's been doing our mindfulness for us since the very beginning. She's actually the one that got us started with the Mindfulness Mondays. She's a certified mindfulness facilitator. She'll lead you through the practice. Um, it's all yours. Let's double check, and we are recording. Perfect. So everybody sit back. The chairs are going to be going back here, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Thank you very much. Welcome back, Vivian. Thank you.
Thank you for having me and welcome everyone. I'm excited for this new semester series. Just a couple of thoughts before we dive in. A lot of times we get judgmental about ourselves and about how we practice. And I want you to think of this half hour as time for yourself. So I know you're going to be reclined. My voice tends to be very lulling sometimes. And if you happen to fall asleep, give yourself grace because maybe that's exactly what your body needed in this time. The practice of mindfulness is all about meeting ourselves exactly where we are and off in meeting ourselves exactly where we are, recognizing what we need in the moment and giving ourselves that whatever that is. In doing so and continually doing these practices, we build and increase our competence, our self-awareness, and in turn also decrease our reactivity towards our own experience, like the judgments that we have of ourselves and the expectations that we have, as well as in turn, because we're expanding our capacity for ourselves, that much more so for others. So, with regular practice, we can build the concentration, the clarity of experience in our senses, as well as providing us with a balanced mind. So, whatever happens from a perspective of mindfulness is what was supposed to happen. And just go along with it. Be easeful with yourself for this period of time. So, with that, I invite you to take a posture. So, if it means if you're reclined, stretch out your toes and feet and press into your heels and then point your toes and let them relax. If you want, you can throw your arms over your head and stretch them high above you, opening your hands up to expand the webbing between your fingers, feel that tension and stretch, and then lowering your hands gently and slowly and letting them relax. You're taking a couple of deep breaths, but let them still be comfortable. Let it come into the belly, maybe even into your back, the back of your lungs, and then exhaling them out slowly. You might even want to exhale out with a sigh. Sighing actually helps jiggle our vagus nerve, which stimulates the mind and tells it, hey, this is time to relax. And you can do this practice with your eyes open or closed or anything in between. I invite you to experiment with that as well, because sometimes when our eyes are open, we get very activated by our visual senses, but sometimes it's when we close our eyes, we start basically playing a movie in our heads. So see which one is least activated today and go with that. Might be something in between, kind of maintaining a hazy, unfocused gaze, not on anything at all. And as you let your breath go to its natural rhythm, we'll begin by checking into the quality of mind that we're experiencing right now. So, from the perspective of mindfulness, it's all about noticing what's here. So, notice your mind, and most of us experience mind somewhere in that area above our eyebrows and above our ears, inside our head. And as you give your attention there, what's going on? Is it very activated and alert? Or is it feeling foggy and relaxed? Is it curious? Is it easeful? Is it sleepy? Is it agitated? And there will be periods of silence in between my prompts, and that's just to give you some opportunity to work with what I just asked you to give attention to. Remember that the mind can have multiple qualities arising at the same time. And it might be too soon to even notice. It might still be very hazy and indescribable, and that's okay too. You can just ask the question, how's my mind doing in this moment? How's my mind? What kind of mind am I experiencing? And not judging whatever bubbles up to the surface, knowing that everything is fleeting. So that's just happens to be what's going on in this moment. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen in the next moment. Seeing if you can maintain a curious and light approach to the practice. Here I invite you to bring your attention down into where you experience your emotions most. For a lot of us, that's usually in and around our heart and our chest. And see to the best of your ability if you can open yourself up to noticing what emotions are here right now. So happy, sad, excited, annoyed, cheerful, angry, confused, upset. These are just some of the many possibilities of emotions that you might notice. As an answer bubbles up, and here too, there might be more than one emotion coming up at the same time, or there might be none, and that's okay too. Continue to ask, is there an emotion here? If so, am I able to label it? And if you're able to label it, I invite you to explore where you feel it and how is it showing up in the body. So every emotion we have kind of has a combination of flavors that tell us, oh, that's what's going on. So when we're sad, we might notice our shoulders coming in concave, our head is a little bit lower, maybe there's our countenance is a little flat in our face, or even a frown. When we're happy, there might be a fluttering or a lifting in the chest, or a smile that permeates our mouth and lips and even up into our eyes. See if you can notice when you note any particular emotion, if you can start linking it back to some physical attributes. And if you experience anything unpleasant or very strong, remember to continue to come back to your breathing. Our breath always helps us to downregulate our emotions or upregulate them, taking deep breaths with long sighs. And now we're going to take stock of our body. We checked into our mind, we checked into our heart and emotions, and we're going to notice what's going on with this body. And we'll do it in a way that allows us to explore it on the inside and on the surface. So we can start by just noticing, can you give the body, does it feel good? Is it pleasant? Does it feel unpleasant? Is it some mixture? Just overall, how's it doing? Are there any areas of pain, tension, hardness? Alternatively, are there areas that are pleasant and soft and easeful? Then again, are there areas where there's no sensation noted? It's neutral, or it feels blank, or there's like a sensation void. Any of these are possible. Making sure not to get caught up around any story of why that area of the body is showing up that way, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. Let's not try and figure out the why, but really be present for the sensations of it. Does it feel like prickling or throbbing or tingling or heat or coolness? Is it damp or dry? Achy or soft? Does the area that's calling your attention, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, does it have borders? Does it have a shape? Some of us even experience things visually, even though they're on the surface of our body and it's imaginary or on the inside of the body. Does it have a color? Does it have a texture? How is this body doing today in this moment? Did the mind wander off into something else? Or has it stuck with the sensations of the body? Know that it's very normal and part of the practice for our mind to wander off. When we notice that it's wandered and bring it back, that's actually the practice itself, sharpening our senses, sharpening that awareness. So if this feels like the right practice for you, continue to stay with the body sensations. I'm going to add another layer for those that would like to explore noting the breath. So instead of giving all of our attention to whatever parts of the body is calling our attention at any given point, we're just going to narrow in on our breathing. And the most common places where we notice the breath is at our nostrils, rise and fall of the chest, or the expansion and contraction of our belly. We'll take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And as you do that, notice where does your attention go most strongly? Is it at the nostrils where it notices the breath best, or at the chest, or at the belly, or maybe somewhere else? They're all equally good. It's just about giving our mind a focal point, a North Star that we can come back to. So now that you've picked any one of these for this practice, begin to notice the quality of breathing. There's so many different facets of breath you can notice. There's the in-breath quality. So the in-breath starts off, it has a beginning, it crests into a middle, and it tapers off with an end. And then there's a pause before the breath now turns to the out breath. And the out breath has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And if it's helpful to you, you can use the label as you follow that wave of the in breath or that wave of the out. You can follow it as in with the label quietly to yourself, in, out, in, out. Remember, you've always got options. So if you want to go back to the body sensations, you can do that. But the breath also has some additional qualities. So the in breath can feel long, it can feel short. The out breath can also feel long or short. It can feel deep or it can feel a bit shallow. Notice those qualities as well. Does the breath feel jagged or does it feel smooth? Is the breath fast or is it slow? Since we tend to have opinions about everything, note if the sensation of breathing right now is pleasant, unpleasant, or neither one, just sort of neutral. Does it feel comfortable or uncomfortable? Continuing to use the label to help you stay on track. In for the in breath, out for the out breath. I hope you are taking the time to savor this period of having nothing to do and nowhere else to go. Just allowing yourself to be here. And as we get ready to round out this period of practice, offering yourself some gratitude for prioritizing this practice, for giving yourself this opportunity to just be with this body, be with this mind, with this heart, allowing it some space to communicate with you. You could have been doing an infinite number of other things, and you chose this time in this way. So it's a big, big offering to yourself. So definitely offer yourself some gratitude for prioritizing this. And we can recognize that though we practice as individuals and gain personal benefit from these practices directly, that the fruits of our practice actually end up touching all those who we come into contact with in different ways, and us being a little kinder, a little gentler, a little more compassionate and loving, maybe more patient. So everybody benefits from our personal practice. I want to thank you all for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take good care, and thank you all.
Thank you very much, Vivian. Everybody, thank you very much for attending Mindfulness Monday. That concludes the practice for today. Hopefully, we'll see you back next Monday, and we'll see you, Vivian. Appreciate it.
Yes,
And if you're a faculty member, I'll have a sign-in sheet if you want to use it for Flex. Okay. So thank you very much, Vivian. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you
take
next week.
care. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.